Hi, everyone. It's Marilyn Aloria. How are you? It's so exciting to be here with all of you. I've already been chatting with some of you because Lakia, my beautiful, beautiful Lakia, Robinson, who's been helping me out with doing live webinars with you guys. And I'm just really excited that you're joining me. Do know that this is my first webinar. I'm going to take my glasses off. Do know this is my first webinar. So it's live. It's going to be fakaked and great and phenomenal and fun, and I'm transparent with this stuff. I'm learning the best that I can as I do it. So I'm just really excited to hear it. Let me just give you an idea of what's going to happen, okay? I'm not going to be able to answer everybody's questions, but I'm going to get to as many as I can after I do a teaching, do a bit of a meditation. My goal, as you know, as a psychic medium, is to let you all know that the gifts I have, you also have. I am not anything different than any of you. Now, you may not do it the way that I do it. You may choose to use your seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing, knowing gifts, and you may choose to use them in different capacities, and that's great. I celebrate that. But my life has changed completely from working with my guides over 13 years ago. And it is my goal to teach all of you how to work with your guides so that you could live a much more soul-centered, joyful, peaceful, safe life. You feel like they have your back. I'm not going to say you don't go through things, because I go through things. This year has been a whoo year for me. And what's been amazing about it is there are times I'm in the rabbit hole and I'm like, I just don't even know what's happening here. But I always go to my guides and I talk to them. And sometimes I even sit in self-doubt and go, I don't know if I'm going to take your advice this time. Meanwhile, they've been right for the past 13 years, right? And then they tell me stuff to do. I don't do it right away. And then it shows up and I'm like, oh my goodness, they were so right. I should have done that. I can do it now. I'm okay. And that's what I want to teach all of you. By talking to your guides, you're going to be able to get direct answers. You're going to be able to get direct advice. And the other thing they taught me, and I'm going to go through all of this in a minute, but the thing that they taught me recently, because I'd said to them recently, I was like, why did you have me do that one thing that was just not great? It ended up not being great. And they said, we can't tell you everything perfect to do, because there's no reason to live on earth then. You have to go through some things, but we make the lessons easier for you. We make what you go through easier, and then you come to us and then we show you what you need to do to heal from it quicker. So your guides are there to support you the entire way. So before I start talking about what guides are and who guides are, and then getting into all the fun stuff, I want you to turn off everything, because you got to pay attention to me and the guides. And if you're not, they're watching you and they know, and they're going to turn off your computer for you, which you don't want them messing with your electronics. Trust me, because they do that. I want you to do that. I want you to get a pen and paper. I want you to know that there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's just your way. And when you work with me, you have to work with your way, and you have to work with your imagination. Oh, Lakia is calling me. So something went wrong. What's going on? Did I do something? Lakia called me in the middle of that. I told you it's going to get wonky. So anyway, so just trust yourself, trust your imagination, when you work with me. And there are no right or wrongs. Your way is the way, okay? So turn everything off, get a pen and paper, breathe. As a matter of fact, everybody, let's center ourselves right now. Just close your eyes and breathe into your stomach. And as you breathe into your stomach, call your spirit back to you. See it detaching from all the things that may have been disturbing you today, or even things that may have excited you today. Anything that has such an emotional charge that keeps you from being here in this moment. See, as you breathe in, that you're calling your spirit back and connecting to source. And as you breathe out, you're releasing anything you don't need. So just inhale, seeing yourself, calling yourself back to yourself, seeing this beautiful ball of light inside. And as you exhale, you're releasing anything that's not yours. You're just getting rid of it, giving it to Mother Earth, letting it burn away. You don't need it any longer. And then breathe in again, feel centered inside yourself. And then breathe out, releasing everything. And then open your eyes. Okay, so just so you know how this goes, there's going to be, I have to share my screen with Lakia. There's going to be a little teaching right now, meditation, and then I'm going to take your live Q&A. So I am as live as you can tell, and I am here to answer as many questions as I can and to work with you guys, okay? So let's talk about what guides are. That's the first thing I want to talk about, is what your guides are. So I'm going to go to my little screen share here. We're going to move down a slide. And what are guides? Guides are, they can be angels, they can be ascended masters, they could be deceased loved ones, it can be energy, it could be nature, it could be beings from another planet, it could be even your Uncle Harry, your dad, your mom, and it can even be somebody who's like your favorite idol. It could be like somebody who's deceased, like Einstein or Katharine Hepburn. It could be any of those people. It could also be planetary objects too. You could be communicating with the moon. You could be communicating with a star system, and there's energy. Those are your guides. Your guides are always with you. Certain guides have been with you since birth. And then through, this is my experience, obviously, through the process that I've been working with them, I've had a system that has stayed with me, but then I have some that go in and out. And then I have teachers that just come in at different times to work with me. So they are always there with you. I don't think I presented that to everyone. So there's that little beautiful slide so that you could see the beautiful work that I've done. And now I'm going to stop the screen presentation and I'm back. Woohoo, here I am. So they are, they could be with you from birth. They could be coming in and out. So let me give you, the best way I can teach is through my own experience. So I opened up like over 13 years ago to my guides. And the first guide that showed up was a little gnome by me. And the way that we're going to talk about feeling, you're going to feel your guides today. And the way that I felt him is he was leaning up against me. And I was working with a therapist at the time who knew how to work with psychics and mediums. Now, I was not doing this at all. I just knew I had these gifts because things were showing up and freaking me out. And I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I was suicidal. I was depressed. So I was working with a therapist who could help me get in touch with my gifts. And one day during the session, I was like, I've got something leaning on me. And I did enough work with dream work and acting and enough therapy work to know that I had to just trust what was going on. And that's what we're going to talk about today, trust, too. And she said, okay, close your eyes, tell me what it is. And I just instantly went into a channeling session with this being. And she told me how to continue working with it, which what she had me do was go home, sit in meditation, open up my chakras, and talk to him. And she had me record it. And I continued to talk to him for quite some while, and he was getting me ready for my higher level guides. Because what happens is your vibration rises and their vibration lowers. So in order to work with your guides, you have to, I have an itchy nose, you have to rise your vibration up to them. And they are rising, they're bringing their vibration down. So in the beginning, sometimes it would take me 20, 25 minutes to get into that space, to be with them. Now it's instantaneous, but that took a while to get there. So he was here preparing me, getting me vibrationally ready, getting my body ready. Like, how many of you are experiencing maybe feeling something at night? I'm going to go to the chat. I want to hear from you. Are you experiencing stuff at night? Are you feeling like maybe there's energy around you? Or do you feel like something's trying to get through and you don't know what it is? So I'm going to go to the chat. Got to put my lovely glasses on. And I want to hear from you guys. There's a little bit of a delay sometimes with the chat. Tell me, have you been experiencing your guides? Have you been feeling them? You can feel them. They could feel like a feather touching you. It could feel like a hair falling down. They could touch your chakras. They can touch your crown. So I'm waiting to hear from you as you do that. I'm going to look at my little syllabus while we're talking about this. Okay. I know Lakia warned me that there's always a, oh, there it goes. Yay. Renee says, I talk to my angels daily, but who are they? Great question, Renee. We'll talk about that. I don't feel them. How do we begin to feel? Kara, that's what we're going to do on this webinar. I'm going to teach you that. Vibration in my body in the middle of the night. Yes, 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 because you could feel them inside your body as well as out. Yepper, Stacy says, the problem is I want to sleep. We're going to talk about that too. A lot at night, not at night, but right after I meditate, I will sometimes feel a presence. Yes, in my dreams. Great. What if I don't feel anything? You know what, Kim? It's totally okay, because your willingness to want to connect with them is the first step. You may be feeling them but not know what to feel. So that's part of the reason why you may be thinking, I don't feel them, I don't know. And trust is one of the things we're going to talk about. I feel like I'm zoning out and vibration. So yeah, that's true, because you'll leave your body. So great, guys. Thank you for answering me. I wish I could read every single one of them, and I'm hoping I can go back to those later and read them, because I will be able to create classes based on what you said, and that's really what I want to do. So I'm going to check my little syllabus, because like I said, I'm transparent about how I work. I'm not perfect, and I'll never be perfect. Great, I already asked that. See, I write a syllabus and it's just not even worth it. Why do I do that? So what I want to talk about now is your relationship with your guides. And I always do the hair thing. And if you don't feel them, or if you're feeling them, and why you're feeling them at night, and what's going on. Your guides, it's a relationship. It's a co-creative relationship. So many times I talk to people and they're like, oh, my guides, oh my goodness. Like, I feel that way too. I love my guides. But when I started working with my guides, I was like bowing down to them. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And they started bowing down to me. They were like, no, thank you. You're allowing me to work with you. You're allowing us to work through you to get our work done. And you're working with us, which is so phenomenal. So it's a relationship. And in any relationship, you have to create boundaries. So many times people begin to work with their guides and they're like, they're waking me up in the middle of the night, like somebody said. And that's okay in the beginning because it's fun, it's exciting, but after a while you need some sleep. So you have to tell them no. Like in the beginning when I started working with my guys, I said, you're not allowed to come to me at any time. I am not going to be one of those freaks walking around the place talking to like spirits all the time and going up to people. Nothing against Teresa Caputo. I love what she does. I think she's phenomenal. But I don't want to be that person. I want to have a normal life. I want to meet people at parties and not have it on 24 hours a day. So I turn it off. And so we made a pact. I said, when I meditate, you can come in. And then when I close down, you have to leave. And they did that. They will do that with you. Okay? So just know that it's a relationship. And start talking to them about that relationship today. Say, you know what, guys? When I'm really feeling sad, I need to feel you around me. Tell them when you want to feel them. And tell them when you don't want to feel them. You know, I don't really want them in the shower with me. And they don't come in the shower. First of all, they don't see nakedness the way we see it. So that's like, they don't even care. Like, it's not even in their thing. But I will tell you a funny story just because I have to. When I was opening up, I went into my bedroom and I was in my thong and bra. I got out of the shower. And all of a sudden, a TV that never worked, nowhere near the remote, just turned on to cartoons, thank God. Excuse me, God, I don't like saying that, but turned on to cartoons. So they will do stuff like that to get your attention. They play with electronics, but we're going to save that for another webinar because there's just too much information. You can feel them inside your body. You can feel energy. Everybody, you know what? Close your eyes now. Connect to the breath inside your body. Breathe up and down from your feet all the way out to your crown, down your feet all the way down into the earth. And as you're working with your breath, notice if your breath stops anywhere, and if it could feel like a crimp, it could feel like a blockage, it could feel like a light, it could feel like excitement. But just breathe up and down. Notice if there's anywhere in your body where your attention is being brought to. Now open your eyes, let me know, because I'll go to the Q&A in a second. I just want to see what the answers are for that. And let me know if you felt something inside your body, where you felt them inside. They can be working from the inside out as well. My guides are outside of me. Some people feel their guides are inside, and that's okay. It's really whatever works for you. But when they're working with you, they may make you feel something. Like if I'm getting a poke in the middle of my back, I know they're telling me to move forward. If they're tingling my crown chakra, I know that they're opening up my crown chakra more. If they're touching me in the back, that's another access point. I know that they're opening up my crown chakra more there. If they're bothering my lower back, I know that I'm not feeling support. They're letting me know they're supporting me. Now, I know what all this means to me, and that's stuff that I teach. I teach you about symbols. I teach you how to understand these things. These are things that I teach in my programs, membership, blah, 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 blah. So you can learn this stuff too. But for now, don't worry about it. Just let me know. So I'm going to see if anybody said gut blockage. Great. That to me is them letting you know they're working through your intuition. In my heart, beautiful. They want you to feel that they're with you love-wise. I love this one person who said, Loki said the ground. That's fascinating to me. And I got chills with that. Oh, and Karina got chills too. Corinne. Hope I'm saying your names right. Forgive me if I'm not. That means that they are working from the ground up, Loki. They're really letting you feel them, walking with them, walking on the earth plane. I would tell you, Loki, to get into nature, talk to the trees, be with the grass, and watch your spirit guides appear in nature. They're going to be in nature. Knowing them intimately. Let's talk about that, okay? I know I'm covering a lot, but just know there's more that I'm going to share with you, and there's more webinars that I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, Lakia will keep helping me. So anyway, with that said, intimately. So I have noticed people that say, I'm talking to my guides, and they told me to do this, and they told me to do that. And I'm like, and I'm hearing the information they're telling them to do, and I'm like, really? Your guides are telling you to do that? And I'm like, do you know your guides intimately? Do you know what they look like? Do you know what they feel like? Do you know their names? And a lot of times, most of the times people say, no, I just know they're out there. I know my guides are out there. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but growing an intimate relationship with your guides is key in my book. It is completely key. Now, they will use names so that we know who they are. So when I call in my guides and I call in their name, I'm already drawing a line of energy from them to me. So I have quite a few guides, and I'm very private about my guides to a degree because I feel it's a personal relationship. It's a relationship I don't want people muddying with. I don't want people messing with. It's my relationship. But I love teaching it, and I'm okay with teaching it. And so you want to get an intimate relationship with them. You want to know where they stand. We're going to work with this today. You want to know the line of energy to them because they all have different energy. And when they start coming into your presence, your realm, you're going to feel them. You're going to see them. You're going to hear them. You're going to know them. Even if, like, say, all your gifts aren't open up, your vision isn't open up yet, your hearing isn't open up, maybe just your feelings opening up. Maybe, I love that. Maybe your hearing's open up. Maybe just one gift is open up. Doesn't matter. But they'll come directionally so that you learn where they are and who they are. And guides can have different roles. There can be, here's my health guide right here. My love guide is over here. My one of my main guides is right in front of me. Those are some of my guides. I don't share names for a reason. I'll tell that in a second. So that's what we're going to work on today. Where are they? What do they feel like? You're going to feel one. How many of you know your guides intimately? Go into the Q&A, and I'm going to explain something right now as you're answering. I don't share names of my guides. There's a reason for that. When I first started opening up, I was studying with a lot of mediums, and different mediums would come up to me and go, oh, you have this big Native American by you, and his name is Uncle Joe Schmoke Native. You know, I don't know. And if I didn't meet him during my channel sessions, I thought I wasn't doing it right. And it really messed with me for like a minute until my guide said, don't take that information. That's their information. Doesn't mean that they're not reading some guide around you. Like I did have a big Indian chief and he came in, but he had a different name. So that's why I don't share names. When people ask me about their guides, I'll describe them, but I don't give you a name. I want them to give you a name. That's part of the intimacy. And some of the names will be like one of my guides, he's got a normal name. And I'm like, really? Why do you have to have a normal name? I don't want a normal name, but that's his name. So, and you could do that with them. They're a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to go over the Q&A. I don't know, but really want to, Renee says. No, I have no idea. Perfect. You're in the perfect place. I have no idea who my guides are. Perfect place, guys. This is why I'm doing this. Have met my higher self and then met a man who said he was my soulmate. Okay, Donna, that sounds interesting. I know some of their names, but sometimes there seems to be many speaking at the same time. Yes. Okay, so for those of you who don't know your guides at all, perfect place. Perfect place. I'm going to show you. I'm going to help you to start it. Even if you don't have the experience through the meditation where you know your guide, you're going to open up the access ways. Trust me, it's going to open up. For those of you who know them and they may speak at once, this is a boundary that you want to set. You want to ask them to separate. Now, they may be coming in as a counsel. I have this with some of my mentor students and people in membership. And so they may come in as a counsel. What you want to do is ask them to slow down the information so that you could hear them. Otherwise, it's too much information at once. They're so excited to work with you that they could do that, okay? I did that already. So let me see what my fourth slide is because I don't remember it. So we're just going to go with it. I'm having too much fun, as you can tell. All right. Oh, great. Thank goodness I had this stuff. All right, there you go. So one of the most important things is when you meet a guide, and when you meet them today, we're going to practice this. You want to ask them if they're from the highest light in highest alignment with you. Because it has been my experience that they answer honestly. Oh, good. Let me just write that down. You're all getting to see how wacky I am. And you can tell I'm okay with it. When I first started opening up, they start coming towards you, and I would say, are you from my highest light and highest alignment with me? And if they said no, I'd have to ask them to leave. And they would leave, and then someone else would come in. So I just did this with my membership students. I taught them how to meet their business guide, because you can have guides in business. And one of them said that the people that came in were saying that they weren't from the highest light, but she wasn't afraid. They were very interesting. They were from a realm that she was familiar with. So I said to her, they were getting her ready for the highest energy, and that may be happening. But if you get an icky, and then I had another girl from membership, another member of mine, a woman, she was feeling like trepidation after working with them, and they were feeling really good. She was feeling trepidation. And I said, you have to just pull back a bit and see what that's about, because they're teaching you in every possible way of how to know them. And with her, that's exactly what she had to do. She had to pull back and get to know some information for herself, and then reignite with them again. And they were just doing the trepidation on purpose so she could learn how to trust them more. And we're going to talk about trust in a second. So for you, ask them, and you can reword it any way you want. When you meet a guide, ask them if they're from the highest light and highest alignment with you. If they say no and they don't feel good to you, tell them to go. This is where free will comes in. So you always have free will to ask them to leave. They do not have to stay. So you get to tell them they have to go. Okay, so I just wanted to share that part with you. All right, I'm back. Let's talk about trust. Trust is really, really, really important when you start doing this work. You have to, what I suggest you all do is for the next 30 days, starting today, starting from the moment we do this meditation, you trust no matter what. Trust is like the scariest thing. Most people will say to me, I think I'm getting information. I don't know. I don't really trust it. And what I tell people when I teach them is you take 30 days to trust completely. Now, your guides are never going to give you anything that's going to harm you. It always comes from love. And if you don't take advice that they give you, they still love you no matter what. They don't stop working with you. It has not been my experience. If I don't take their advice and then I'm like, oh, I should have done that, like I just did recently. And they're like, doesn't matter. They love me. They're still there. It's unconditional love. It is truly, truly unconditional love working with your guides. Okay. So for 30 days, and I want to hear from you right now. I'm going to go on the webinar a second. Are you going to promise me that you're going to trust for the next 30 days, that you're going to trust them? And what that means is you get information. We're not going to write it off to coincidence. We're not going to write it off to, oh, I really, really wanted to hear that, so I must be making this up. Instead, you're going to say, I trust. I'm just going to trust for 30 days like Marilyn asked me to do, because I'm building my relationship with my guides. Whether you know your guides or not, you're just going to trust. You're going to start asking for signs. You're going to start asking to feel them. For those of you who don't know your guides yet, I'm going to go over the webinar in a second. Choose a guide to work with today. Choose Archangel Michael if you're a little afraid. Choose an angel. Choose an ascended master. Choose, I love Einstein. Choose Einstein. Choose somebody today to work with, to feel. If you're too afraid of, I'm not sure if somebody's going to step in, maybe you have that trepidation, then just choose somebody to work with. Okay, let's see what's going on. Deep breaths, I'll trust for 30 days. Thank you, Stacy. Yes, I'm going to trust them, Shelly says. Karen says definitely going to trust. Alexander says yes. David says yes. Laura, I love your answer. I will give it my best. Great. That's all I need from you is just give it your best. Thank you. Lubov, I think I'm saying it right. Lubov. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Please forgive me. Yes, that is great. Good. Okay, let me just cheat a little bit. We talked about that. Okay, and I believe I did that. But let me see what the next slide says. Thank you for being so patient with me through this. I'm part of a webinar class, which I haven't even taken, and they would probably be horrified on how I'm doing this. Ah, there's the commitment slide. I did this beautiful slide, and I didn't even share it with you guys. So here, you have to see it because I did this beautiful slide. So that's what you're going to do, to trust them for 30 days. Now, let's just talk a little bit about feelings, and then we're going to go into this meditation, which I'm so excited for, and then we're going to go into Q&A. Yay! So to feel them. How many of you already work with your chakras, work with clearing your chakras, opening your chakras? Do you know your chakras? I want to hear from you. Chakras are extremely important to work with feeling them. And there's 7 chakras, as you know. I'm not going to go into a huge lesson about chakras, but there are 7 chakras. And clearing those out every day will help you to connect with them. And I will go through the chakras. Every chakra has a gift, okay? First chakra, base of the spine. Spirituality, truth, money, safety. Second chakra, below the navel, creativity. I'm not going to give the colors. They're talking to me so much. They talk so much during this. Third chakra, above the navel, intuition. Fourth chakra, heart, empathic ability. You don't want to shut down your empathic ability. You just want to learn how to protect. Matter of fact, I'll make sure that we send you a free gift if you guys haven't gotten it. It's an old class of mine. I'm going to update it, but it's an empathic class. So if you're on this list because of the webinar, stay on the list because I'm going to send a free gift. I'm going to send the empathic gift. Empathic MP3 lesson, so you can learn to do that. Fifth chakra, throat, hearing, clairaudience, hearing, speaking your truth. You speak your truth through your heart and your throat. Third eye chakra, clairvoyance, clear seeing, and then crown chakra. Obviously, there's more chakras, but these are the chakras you've got to start working with because that's how you connect with them. So I don't even remember the question. Yes, I work with clearing my chakras daily. Yes, not sure if they stay open. You don't necessarily want to keep your chakras open because, woohoo, freebies. Yeah, I'm going to give freebies. There's more. Yes, I would love the empathic MP3 lesson. I'm going to give that to you, Sasha. So stay on the list because we're definitely going to do that. Sometimes you don't want to keep your chakras open. And maybe I'll do, yeah. So because sometimes they're too open and it's too much information. I don't worry about closing them anymore because I have a lot of protection. But you can shut them down by just doing little blinds and leaving it tightly a little bit open. But don't worry about it. There's plenty of information on there on how to do that. I also have a class about chakras, but we're not talking about that right now. I'm going to talk about selling things. Trying to work with my chakras, however, don't know if clean or blocked, free or what. Let's talk about that real quick, and then I want to go in. To clear your chakras, it's a clockwise motion of energy. So that's how you clear them. So you could clear it by going in and putting in breath and clearing it with a clockwise motion. But then what happens is you leave it open. So you're now cleared it, and now it's open. So you want to fill it with love. You want to fill it with joy. You want to fill it with peace, whatever it is you want to experience, so that you're not leaving a completely open chakra to information just flooding in that may not be in alignment with your soul. All of my work is about you being in alignment with your soul, reaching your soul's purpose. So that's a way to clear out your chakras. All right. So let's get into the guided meditation, guys. Yay, get into the guided meditation. So before we do that, it is so important when you work with me that you work with your imagination. I studied with some people that maybe would have an issue with imagination. That's not me. Eventually, you'll know the difference between your imagination and your guides. For right now, you just want to blend it. You just want to allow it to be. The reason is because if you stop your imagination, you're stopping the creativity of your soul, and they communicate through creativity. They communicate through our soul. They communicate through our whole being. And we don't want to stop any of that. So what happens is when you work with them and you allow your imagination to flow, and that's what you're going to do in this guided meditation, you're not allowed, you may have self-judgment. You may be like, I'm not doing it right. I want to do it better. Why can't I do it like everybody else? You may have comparison, even though you don't even know what everybody else is doing. Just do your best to say, Marilyn says there's no right or wrongs. It's only my way. And I have to do it my way right now and just have fun with it. Even if I don't feel like I'm getting anything, I'm just going to be with the feeling of not getting anything because there's even information in that. Something I teach my membership students is you never put a period at the end of any work that you do with me. It's always ... So say you're getting information from your guides and they're showing you a red robin. and you're like, okay, red robins, I don't know what red robins mean, but let's say they mean safety. And you just stop there. Don't stop there. Dot, dot, dot. What are they telling you? What's the safety about? So say you do this meditation with me and you're struggling and you're like, I don't feel anything. All I feel is anxiety. Then you're going to sit in the anxiety and go, okay, dot, dot, dot. Why am I feeling anxiety? Don't put a period anywhere in your life ever. Always put a dot, dot, dot. Even if you're fully in love and engaged and doing everything you love to do, you don't want to put a period there. You put a period there because you're afraid the shoe's going to drop. Put a dot, 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 and be like, wow, how much better can it get than this? All right, so you're going to use your imagination. You're going to trust everything. And we're going to work with visuals and feeling. And your visuals may be off. You may not have visuals. Don't worry about it. Work with feeling. You may not have feeling. You may have hearing. Work with hearing. Do not worry about it. Just be in the energy of this, okay? What I'm going to do, I wish I did this beforehand, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to try my best right now to record this meditation separately so that I can send this out as another bonus, as a separate meditation, so that you can, and it may not work because I didn't think about this ahead of time. I don't want instruments. So give me a second. Sorry, guys, but I want to be able to give you as many gifts as I can. Marilyn's audio. Let's lock that. So I'm going to try my best to record this on GarageBand. And let me delete. I'm just going to delete this track. Okay, go back to the beginning. So that I can hopefully send this to you as a recording. So you could just listen to this meditation alone, you know, and not have to go through this whole video. All right, I'm so excited. Let me put up my other slide because I have another slide for this. All right, hold on. I'll be better at the second time. You just wait. And for those of you who just can't stand my quirkiness, I'm sorry. There you go. All right, it's up. Present to everyone. Beautiful, beautiful pictures that my lovely assistant Janet has been pulling for me. Okay, let me start GarageBand. And I'm actually gonna unplug. Audio can pick me up. All right, so everybody close your eyes and breathe into your stomach. And I want you to breathe into your stomach and send the breath down through your feet. And as you breathe up your body, send it out your crown chakra all the way, way up to spirit, source, your guide, just connecting. And I want you to feel it through breath now. So then you're breathing down, all the way down into Mother Earth, grounding you. And then you're breathing all the way up into your guide. And we're going to try to just focus on one guide. And if there's somebody specific you want to work with, maybe it's somebody you love that has passed. Normally I say to not work with a deceased loved one, but if you want to, it's okay. The reason why I say not to, just keep your eyes closed while I talk, is only because you may be, don't worry about it, just you may be energized in a different way, just in terms of mourning and stuff. So breathe down into Mother Earth again and feel Mother Earth supporting you. Feel what that feels like to be supported by Mother Earth. And if you're struggling at all with feeling, connect now to your heart chakra, which is that green, beautiful light. You can even put your hands over your heart chakra. And as you're breathing down into Mother Earth with your hands over your heart chakra, you're feeling what it feels like to be grounded and supported by the earth. And then as you breathe up to your guides with your hands over your heart chakra, you're feeling what it feels like to be connected to your guide. Do this a couple of times by yourself, just with your hands over your heart chakra if that helps. Maybe you want to put your hands out in the air. We're going to do that in a minute anyway. Whatever your hands want to do. Just notice what you're feeling. Are you feeling trepidation? Are you feeling anxiety, excitement? I promise I'm going to get quiet for 10 seconds right now. Okay. So now what I want you to do is to stick your hands out around your body and to just feel around your body and notice maybe you'll feel cold air, maybe you'll feel hot air, maybe you'll feel phonetic energy, like heavy kind of energy, maybe you'll feel really light energy. Maybe you won't feel anything, but you'll feel warmth inside your body. So I'm going to give you like a minute now, which is actually a really long time. And I'm going to have you feel around your body, like you're going to put your hands all the way out, wingspan out. Bring them in closer. Put up your hands over your body. Notice if you feel anything with your hands, using your hands as communication. Are you feeling anything through your hands? Do it now. Now, if you didn't feel anything, it's okay. And if you did, that's great too. Now, I want you to just, with your inner vision, look around your body and see if you're being like stalled at one particular place. Like use your inner vision to like circle your body, circle around you, go up and down, whatever direction, and see if your eyes are energetically drawn, your inner eye, to one place around you. And maybe you're not experiencing anything. We're not judging. We're just doing. We're being. ... Now I want you to stick up your hands way above your head and actually feel your guides holding your hands, or source, or your higher self, or God, whatever you believe in. Feel them touching your hands. And maybe you're not feeling much, but you're going to use your imagination. What would it feel like if they were holding your hands right now? And as you bring your hands down, I want you to point in a particular direction around your body and have that guide that you were holding hands with stand there. I want you to put your hands down in your lap. You can hold your palms up. And maybe the guide might want to move. And maybe just see if the guide wants to move around you. And for those of you who may be struggling with feeling a guide, I want you to see a bird or an animal. And I don't want you to worry about using your imagination. I want you to do it. And I want you to ask that guide, whether it's an animal you're seeing or it's a guide, to stand in one specific place near you. Now, notice how far away they need to be in order for you to feel comfortable. Most of my guides are pretty far away, except for my gatekeeper guide. He's the closest to me. And some of that's about receiving their energy. Sometimes it's too palpable, too strong for me. So notice how far they have to be. Now I want you to envision a cord of light coming out of you like an umbilical cord. Notice what color the cord of light is. Notice which chakra it's coming out of. Maybe it's coming out of your toes. Doesn't matter. Notice what color it is, because that's important. And see it go directly to your guide. And maybe you're not seeing your guide. Remember, we're just working with feeling. So you're feeling them in that energetical spot, feeling what it feels like to be connected to them. They're grabbing the cord. You have one end of the cord that's connected to you, and they have the other end that's connected to them. And you may even want to put your hands on the cord, see what it feels like. And I want you to breathe into the cord As long as you feel safe, and I can't imagine none of you feel safe because I work with very high safety. But if you're not, then do what's safe for you. Like I said, we're very, very safe in my energy. And breathe in the cord with them and have them breathe with you the way they understand breath. And notice the feeling. Is it love? Is it happiness? Is it joy? Is it safety? And you can even dictate. Maybe you want to feel more love in your life. Then breathe love into the cord towards them and let them breathe back to you. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds now to work with breathing into the cord and connecting to them and just seeing how it feels. Okay. So I want you to ask them telepathically now or out loud, however you want, what is the one thing they want you to feel right now in your life? And see if they send that feeling down the umbilical cord. And the cord may not be comfortable to you, then you could drop the cord and just let them hit you with that feeling. But ask them, what is the one thing you need to feel in your life right now? Now I want you to see what that feeling is. Where does it resonate in your body? Where does it live in your body? So if they said they want you to feel peace, see if there's a light inside your body where that peace is living. It might just be a little light, it might be a big light. But see whatever they wanted you to feel in your life right now, where does it live inside your body? And if it's outside your body, take your hand and pull it in. Grab it with your hand and pull it in. Ask them how you can make that energy, that feeling grow. What is one thing you can do starting today to feel more of what they want you to feel in your life? One action-oriented thing that you can do starting today. Now, I want you to ask them a question, any question that you have. And I want you to just feel the answer. And you may be getting more information through visuals or hearing or claircognizance, which is a knowing. Just be with it. Remember, we promised to trust. And I want you to ask them any question you have. It gets difficult when you ask a question that you have because you have an emotional attachment to it. But just ask them any question that you have. Now I want you to feel healing energy throughout your body. And if there's been a place in your body where you're not feeling open or you've been struggling with some type of health thing, I want them to send a ball of light to you that's healing energy. And I want you to put that inside your body and allow that to work in your body. So take a moment now to work with healing energy throughout your body. Okay, so now I want you to either, before you detach the umbilical cord, if that's what you want to do, I want you to make a commitment right now to work with them again. So give them a day and a time to work with them. And anything else you want to ask them before I detach you from this. So just make a commitment right now to work with them again. Now, you can detach the umbilical cord, and they can detach it, and you can see it go down into Mother Earth and dissolve and go away. And what you want to do is ask them to always show up in that specific place. So if they stood, like the one that I'm working with today, for some reason during this meditation was to the left of me, in front of me. So that would be north, west corner kind of for me. And so I would know that if I was doing this again with that particular guide, I know which guide it is. That's what they're standing in. So ask them to, when you work with them again, as you drop away the umbilical cord, because you're now being free. And you know what, for practice right now, I want you to lay down a boundary with them. I want you to just say about whatever boundary it is. Give them a boundary, ask them to show up in that specific place, and then thank them for being there with you. Okay, so now breathe into your stomach again. See Archangel Michael cutting any cords that may have been connected to you that you don't need. See Archangel Michael dropping down a platinum net, removing, like putting platinum net down your body, and as he removes the net, he removes anything you don't need, brings it down to Mother Earth, and it gets burned into the fiery earth pits. And just breathe into your body and say your name to yourself 3 times, calling yourself back into your body. And then open your eyes. Okay. So there's a couple of, I want to hear from you, and then I have something clockwise facing you. It's actually clockwise inside of me, the chakras. So it's clockwise inside. That's the best way I could explain it. So I guess it's from my perspective looking out, it's clockwise inside. That was a question that a couple of people asked. And thank you for asking that, because you know, sometimes I teach so out of like things that I've been doing for such a long time. How long do you clear the chakras? You'll know. For me, it's pretty quick because I've been doing it for so long, but I do my chakras almost every day. So you'll know how long to clear them for, okay? So we're going to get into the Q&A portion, but before we do that, and thank you, everybody. I want to hear how this was for you. But my people that are talking to me actually speak to me, no symbols. That's totally fine, Donna. That's completely great that they're speaking to you. And it's great. So I want to hear how this was for you, if this worked. I didn't, oh, let me turn off the GarageBand. I didn't know what I was going to do. I got really hot. How many of you got really hot? That's normal. I had no idea. I thought the meditation, I never know because I channel everything. But I did get really hot. I want to know how many of you got hot. The other thing that happens I want you to be aware of is, again, when they're touching you, it could feel very light, like a feather. It could feel like a piece of hair is falling. They touch very light. Or they could be touching, making impressions on seats next to you or on your bed. I look like a monster doing that. So they can make impressions that way. It's really interesting. Sometimes when spirits come into my house, I'm very strict about anything getting in. They'll come right up against my back. Now, a back is an entry point, but I don't worry about that. Like, if you work with protection and safety, you have free will. Nothing's allowed to get in. Bottom line, end of story. But they will move up very close to you. It's like they don't know personal boundaries at all. They're like whoosh, right on you. So let me see what the webinar says. Got hot. Great. So hot I had to open a window. Love that, Mary and David. Hands vibrated. Beautiful, Susan. You will notice that sometimes it's the Monster Marilyn Mash. Yes. Sometimes you'll notice, like, I want to know if you felt cold air. You can practice this. You can stick your hands over newspapers that you've never read. Like, get a newspaper and don't read it and stick your hand in a section of it and notice what you feel. And notice if you feel hot, you feel cold, if you get images, and then open the newspaper up and see what you see, because these are all the games I teach so that you learn how to trust yourself. So somebody said, freezing cold on my right leg from my knee down. I felt a lot of cold air on the back of my right hand when I was feeling around my body. Colleen, that's the way I feel. I feel cold a lot too out of my hands. A lot of people feel warmth out of their hands. I feel cold. I asked about my nails and got wooden block, kind of like the inside of a guitar. Sort of light blue color, stomach, stop eating so much. Was not sure what the nail stuff meant. We're going to talk, Loki, symbolism is something that I like to teach a lot about because symbolism is extremely important. I also teach people how to break down their own symbols, but I'm not doing here. Your nails, to me, nails can be very sensitive, so I feel like it's a sensitive point for you, and it's how do you feel about your nails, and it's also about femininity for some reason for me with you. So there's something about being feminine, feeling your femininity, and being in your femininity also. Tiffany, great. Tiffany said, I wasn't able to pinpoint anything. I got sleepy. When I first started doing this work, Tiffany, I would pass out and go to sleep. And the medium I was working with at the time said, don't worry about it because it's still getting in. And not being able to pinpoint anything doesn't bother me either, because the more you do it, the more you'll be able to pinpoint more. So the fact that you had a willingness to stick with it is really what makes me happy. I know I'm optimistic, but I don't blow the smoke up people's butts. If I felt like you weren't doing something right, I would tell you, but I don't feel that's it. Somebody said they had to get a blanket. Love that. It got so cold. So you see how some people feel hot, some people felt cold. Felt a couple of warm spots while it was cool in all other areas. I'm feeling anxious about a couple of things, and I'm not sure what if I'm feeling is because of that. Feeling anxious about a couple of things, and I'm not sure if what I am feeling is because of that. Kim, I'm going to say yes. I feel like you're opening up. Okay, great. They just gave me information. Today I was having anxiety. Part of it was doing a live webinar. I don't usually, as you can see, I don't usually get nervous. I'm in it now. Like, I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. But I had a lot of anxiety. And you know what they told me? I actually realized that a couple of people I spoke to last night, I really got in their energy. And I don't normally get that way. So Kim, what I would ask you is, are you feeling anxious about something in your life? And also what they just said to me, this is what I skipped over. They said you're expanding. You're opening up, and that's why you're feeling anxious. A lot of times when your heart's opening, it feels like it's breaking, but it's actually opening. So I feel like that's what your anxiety is. Okay, so we're going to get to the Q&A. But before we get to the Q&A, I do want to mention one little thing. And it's not going to be a huge thing, but I do want to mention one little thing. Where's my great slides? Screen share. Live webinar. I'm getting good at the screen share thing. And Kia's going to be so happy about that. All right. I want to talk to you about membership. So I have a membership program. It's pretty phenomenal, and it's just incredible program. It's $74 right now a month, and what you do is you get this. You just what you got from me. You get live readings from me. You get lessons every month. You get a monthly lesson where I teach you about something. It's going to change a lot next year. The price is actually going to go up December 1st. So for the month of November, it might go up December 15th. I haven't decided yet. It's right now $74. You get a Q&A phone readings with me. group. You get monthly lessons. You get Facebook readings twice a month. Those are phenomenal. People love them. Expert speakers. I invite expert speakers on because I have so many close friends all around the place that do so many things. And I am not the kit and caboodle for everything. I don't know everything. So I bring people on that things I don't really like astrology, and I had an astrologer on because just because I don't like it doesn't mean the members don't like it. And I want them to learn everything they can possibly learn. Then we do special classes. We just did a special tarot class yesterday. There's discount on my live products, my classes. And here's the most important part of membership. I want you to have a voice. So my goal is, yesterday the class was taught by one of the members. So if you have something you want to teach, you get to practice to the other members in the class, and we show you how to teach through using Instant Teleseminar, and then you get a recording of that for your own library to use however you want to use. You also, if you have something you want to say, you can write a newsletter for me and it goes out to my mass audience. So you get an opportunity to share your gifts in my membership program. That's what I do. It's an extremely supportive group. It's phenomenal because I'm actually not a group person. I really get, what I don't like about groups is people try to lump me in, and I'm not a lumper-inner. I am unique. I am my own person, and I celebrate all the unique qualities of you in membership. So what I love about this membership program, and you could hear about it through my membership people, is you get to be you, the way you do it, and I meet you on the road where you are. You get support from me Monday through Friday. I'm on that Facebook page every day. Next year, we're moving off to a membership site, so it's going to be private. Right now, if you join, this is going to change with the new membership. You get 13 months of free lessons and the Q&A calls and expert speakers. That may not be available for people next year. I may be shifting that. The other thing I'm doing next year is we're going to do a year program. You're going to start with a goal-oriented program the whole year. People are so afraid of goals, and goals are the most phenomenal things. And if you study any success book, that's how people succeed, by doing their goals every month. And I did my goals. I'm coming upon a big birthday, and I will not say how old I'm turning. Not yet. I can't for a reason. And I was looking back at my goals, and I didn't reach them, a lot of them, but I did do a lot of changes in them, and I'm not upset about it. Matter of fact, they shifted, they changed. It's been a phenomenal year for me. Like, one of my goals was nutrition. My whole nutrition has shifted and changed. My whole life is changing because of it. One of my goals was to do a split. I can't do a split, but my yoga practice got phenomenal. My tennis practice is amazing. So that's what we're going to do. So if you're interested in membership, go to Marilyn Alloria, /membership, and I have that right here, toolbox, membership, right there. You'll see it up there. Go to MarilynAlloria.com /membership, and you can read all about it. And if you want to join, please join. It's really an incredible, incredible, incredible program, and you're gonna love it. People love it. They don't leave, which is really wonderful. Every now and then somebody will leave, and that's okay. You're allowed to leave too. You're allowed to leave whenever you want. It is not a year program. You don't sign on for a year. You can leave whenever you want. You just, like, if you pay January 1st and you decide January 15th not to continue, then we stop your payment for February 1st, but January you've already paid for. So all of that's explained in there. So we are gonna go. When I get set goals, Stacy says, I succeed in biting all my nails, and she started laughing. I'm afraid of goals. You hit it on the head. Yeah, I want to talk about this really quick because I want to go to questions too. I was afraid of goals too. And the beginning of this year, I did a book called The Desire Map by Daniel Laporte, which I definitely recommend. That's another thing I do in membership. I read all the time, and I'm constantly sharing books. And we did start a book club, and we're going to probably get back to it next year where one of you guys run it. And you'll see it's very positive in there. I don't allow any kind of nonsense. And by the way, everybody's like, you don't have to be psychic or a medium to join this at all. But there's a lot of those in there, so they help along with the reading. So we have a lot of guest psychics and mediums that come on. So usually other people are doing readings on the page for me for free, and there's just so much. I didn't fit it in because I don't want to do a whole selling thing in this webinar, even though that's what webinars are about, but that's not what I do. Goals. I got really clear about my goals, and my goals got down to feelings, freedom. I wanted to feel freedom. I wanted to feel inspired. I wanted to feel magnificent. I wanted to feel connected to source. I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been abundance. Can I tell you, I met all of them, and I'm still meeting all of them. So it's not so much about like I wanted to have a book written this year, which I didn't do. Not disappointed about it because everything I did leading up to it was absolutely perfect. And I know it because I can look back and I can see how I changed emotionally, how I expanded, how I made a different choice instead of writing a book. And that was better for me. So don't be afraid of goals. Okay, so if you have a question, put a little. Judy says, with all the changes happening with membership and price changing, confusion. I'm not sure why you're confused, Judy. The price is $74 a month right now, but the program is going to change price-wise because it's actually going to grow. But anybody who's in membership now, they are in at that price. That price will never change for them. They are grandfathered in. So thank you, Judy, for saying that, by the way. And if you want to clarify that, please do. But it will, I am confused. What should I focus on? Okay, that's your question. But it's not going to, the price is not going to change for people that are in there. But it's next year, you're going to have faculty on it. You're going to learn from people like Lakia if you want to do a webinar. You're going to learn from people who do marketing if you want to run a business. It's going to be so much more than just spirituality because I study everything. So that's why the price is going to go up probably December 1st, actually. So get in there now while you can at 74. And maybe I'll do it January 1st. I'm sorry, I'm not clear on that. Okay, Q&A. Put a question mark in front of it. And so I can get it on the Q&A. And I'm going to do that now. Sandy, I have to take some water. Hi, Marilyn. Thank you. What do I need to know about my business to move it to financial success? Good question, Sandy. You know, I'm feeling like you're a little stuck, Stacy, Sandy. I feel like you're a little bit stuck. I feel like what you need is, what you need is a little bit of a broader sense of what you need to see, what you need to focus on. They're also showing me a car. So I feel like it's about what you need to motivate yourself, inspire yourself again to move forward. I feel like making it a financial success, it's become about, and I'm all about financial success, by the way. But it's become a lot about, I'm not making money, that you're losing the creativity of it. You're losing why you started in the first place. You're losing it about the heart connection around it, why you love doing it. And Spirit's asking you to journal about it, get really clear about the things that have disappointed you. Like one of the things I'm doing, because Get Rich Lucky Bitch says it, is to journal about like your goal. Journal your goal, journal what you wanted it to be, and write down every fear associated to it and everything that might have happened that disappointed you. And then see what comes out of that, because a lot will come out of that and will allow you to get really clear about what you need to do next. When I do that, I find my inspiration again, because sometimes I'm in the middle of my business and I'm like, ugh, I'm not inspired. I do feel like you can be a financial success, but I'm also getting that you're a little bit all over the place. And if I'm wrong, you can tell me, but I feel like you're a little bit all over the place and you need to like focus it down and make one step a day. So I would like you to start out your day, like Mondays, with here's my week goal. And maybe it's getting a website. And then each day you do something towards that one goal. And that's what I feel like would be really, really good for you, Stacy. So I'm going to leave it at that and go to another question. Wow, a lot of questions coming through. I'm going to go down a bit. Sony asked me, Marilyn, what would the best professional move for me? Ooh, okay, Sony. Sony, I don't know if you do any I wish I knew how to keep these mark as chat. I think I did it. I don't know if you do any kind of, I feel like your heart-centered work. I feel like you have the ability to coach. I feel like you have a really good ability to listen. And I feel like you have a good functionality with that is what they're saying. And they're saying that she's very heart-centered. She's empathic. She picks up people's energy, people's emotions. But you've been a little, they're showing my little cow on its back. And I don't know what cows mean, so you may want to look up cows. But to me, there's a spirituality to it. So I feel like you have a spiritual gift that you're not yet trusting enough that you could go out and work with. and that you're kind of laying down with it. You're kind of like thinking, there's too many people out there. I can't do it. How could I get any better? I don't know. And I get pain in my middle upper back, and I feel like Spirit's pushing you out, but you're just like this. You're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. And you're afraid to move is what they're saying. And you need to not be afraid to move. You need to just open the door and step through it and then see what happens. And I feel like you've done this before and you faced disappointment, and that's been a little bit of a problem. So I have to move things when I read. So you need to just really embrace the truth of you is what they're saying. Embrace the truth of yourself, embrace the truth of your heart, your soul, your throat chakra. Really speak your truth to yourself, because they said you know exactly what to do, but you're not doing it. They said that you're ignoring it because you're afraid to do it, or you think you can't succeed at it, but they said that your listening skills are really good. They want you singing in your throat. Doesn't mean you have to be good at this. By the way, everybody, this is a soul grouping right now. So, and I give a lot of tools and advice, and I could see like a lot of questions coming in. So take the tools if it resonates with you, like, oh, I'm stuck there too. And I can take Sonia's, the advice she's giving to Sony. So just do that. So sing, Sony, sing, get in your voice, open up your throat chakra, clear it out, speak your truth to yourself, and don't let anybody speak your truth for you. That's mine. And please write back in and let me know if that resonates. You can, don't put a question on it, write it, and so it goes into another window. And this way I can see it. Okay, Elizabeth Ann. Spirit told me 3 weeks ago to open my home to a single mom and her 7-year-old boy. I did. It's a little challenging for me with the boy. Please help. You know, Elizabeth Ann, what I'm getting with this is your boundaries are being crossed. And just because you've opened your home in a gracious way to help a woman and her 7-year-old boy does not mean that your boundaries are allowed to be crossed. And Spirit said they said this to you so that, one, you could do something for someone, but also so you could learn that you don't get to be walked on. You don't get for somebody to, just because they may be in a precarious or difficult position, they don't get to walk all over you. They don't get to tread on you, is what Spirit's saying. And whether the mother sees what her little boy is doing doesn't really matter. I do feel like he's challenging you a bit. He's having a difficult time, so he's triggering stuff inside of you. Like, I feel like he's a little bit spoiled or a little bit bratty, and he's triggering stuff inside of you. And Spirit's saying, you have to walk out of that trigger, separate from the trigger. A lot of times when I teach people how to read, you have to learn how to separate your own stuff from it so that the information can come through you and you don't marry it with your own stuff, therefore projecting your stuff onto people. So Spirit's asking you to step aside, to see the situation as is. The little boy is in a lot of fear, but he's aggressive. I feel like there's aggressiveness to it, and there's other stuff. And they said, you have to say something to the mother and to the little boy. And if they can't do this, they're not allowed to be in your space, because Spirit would never want you to be uncomfortable in your own space. So this is a great lesson for you to learn boundaries. Elizabeth Ann, tell me if that resonates. Okay, I'm going to go down. Ileana, I would like confirmation of my soul gifts are and what my career path purpose is. There is stuff happening, but I feel incredibly stuck and clueless as to everything. I just really need some specific information. Anything you can tell me from my guides. Anything, thank you. You know, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, Ileana, but it's E-L-I-A-N-A, just so I spell it. I really feel like with you, you've got a performance art energy in you. And I don't necessarily feel like you have to go out and be an actress, but that's the way it shows up for me. It shows up for me as somebody who can speak in front of groups, somebody who can write a book, somebody who can share wisdom, somebody who's going to really be good in energetic. Like, I love group energy, which is why I started my membership program. I'm very alive in this energy. And by the way, in membership, most of their questions get answered. I mean, as it grows, it's going to, my way I'm with them is going to grow too. And I can't get to everybody today, unfortunately, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to tell it. But Ileana, I want you to write. I want you to look at the book, The Artist's Way. I want you to get very focused. Here's another thing I want you to teach all of you. I was thinking about this morning. The people I know that really have seen their life come to fruition are people that have stayed very clear about their goals. They've stayed very clear about what it is they want. They didn't waver just because something didn't happen. They knew that they wanted kids, and that was it. They were going to have kids. Or they knew that they were going to write a book, and they stayed with that. And I feel like, Ileana, you have a speaking ability to reach large audiences, and that's how I'm going to give it to you. What you do with it is up to you, but that's how I'm going to give it to you. You do trap yourself a little bit, but it feels to me like it might be ancestral or family, like thinking, like they're showing me a boundary in front of me, blinds, like you can't see fully in front of you, and those blinds are created, forgive me if I'm wrong, but those blinds are created by family. It feels to me like, how am I going to succeed more than my family? What is my family and closest friends going to think about me? They know that I have a messed up life, and here I am coaching other people. But whatever it may be like that. But I feel like you've got to break through the boundaries that other people created and create your own life. Okay. Colette, any words of wisdom for going forward? Colette, for some reason, animals are around you. Birds, animals, nature. I see you hiking in nature. I see you walking in nature. I see you doing nature tours with people doing spiritual gifts that way, like teach. I know Colette a bit. That's why it jumped out. So do spiritual work with people. Take them on tours. Do a meetup group, Colette, and create one. And I know that you're hesitant to go out with your gifts, but don't be. Like, stop with the hesitancy. Enough already. This is what you are. This is what you do. This lives in your soul. Spirit gave you this. And you're doing a disservice to others by not doing it. You're so good at making people feel compassion. You feel compassion for people because you've been through so much. And people need you, Colette. So do it. Angela, struggling with moving away from lack and sharing my gifts, writing and mediumship. Also in the midst of a huge relationship change and scared about that. Okay, Angela, let me get into your energy. The big thing that comes up for me, Angela, with you is the question mark. Your whole life is in question right now. And this is going to relate, everybody's going to relate to this, most people on this. I don't attract anything but. What's happening for you, Angela, is not knowing where you're going, not knowing what it's going to look like. How many of you relate to that? You're like doing something, you're going after a goal, you're going after a job, you're creating a career, but you have no idea what it's going to look like. You have no idea how successful it's going to be or how it's going to be. And you have to let go of that. You have to let go of the fear, the anxiety around it, and you just have to step into those shoes and do it. And what I would suggest for you, Angela, is to see the new shoes, to see your higher self. Do a thing called a day in the life, okay, Angela? This is for everybody. It's a great exercise. I want you to do a year from now or 6 months from now. For you, Angela, I'd say 5 or 6 months. And I want you to write a thing called a day in the life, where you start out, what you do is you write it down on a piece of paper and you say, you do a day in the life as if you're waking up. I woke up next to my boyfriend. We had this great interaction. We had coffee in bed, and then I went downstairs and I did some meditation with my guides, and then I checked my email with my clients, whatever it is. But you take it from morning to night. You infuse it with as much energy and visual energy that you can. And then, sorry, they keep talking to me. And then, but it's good, keep talking to me. And then what you do is put like at least 30% of your life today in it, and 70% of things that you want, and you allow your self to experience that want and see yourself doing it. You write this down, and then at the end of it, you're going to have an image of your higher self, because you're going to have created this day in the life exercise. And with that, then, see your higher self, see what she's wearing, and wear it. Physically, wear it. So for you, those of you who are confused with this, you're going to sit down with a piece of paper. You're going to pick a time period in the future. You're going to write down from morning to night your whole day. It's a day that you haven't yet experienced because it's in the future. It's what you want to do with your life. It's what you want to experience. And you're going to make 30% of it of your life today and 70% of it of life in the future. Then you're going to envision, close your eyes, envision that being, that higher self being in the future. See what they're wearing, and then you're going to wear it. And Angela, that's going to get you unstuck. And that's going to help you move past the relationship. I do say move past the relationship. The relationship doesn't feel completely wrong to me, but it feels like you're done for now. And you may come back together, but for right now, you guys need to separate and go on your own paths. Okay. Oof, so many questions. Gina has a question. I'm filled with so much gratitude, love, and joy. What would be blocking me so I can become awakened? My heartfelt joy in life is to hear and speak to animals. What advice are you getting from me? Gina, that's such an interesting, beautiful question. because you're already coming from the gratitude and love, but you're saying you're not awakened. And I disagree. I feel like you're very awakened. You may not be at the level or the platform that you want to be at. You may feel stuck in this awakened state, but to me, that comes down to self-esteem and confidence is what they're talking about. They're saying like you may be very optimistic. They're not saying maybe. They're saying you're very optimistic towards other people or towards life and things. But when it comes to you, I get this. I get like a closing in, a living small. And you're not allowed, and you could disagree with me, sweetie. You can let me know. You're not allowed to live small anymore. And if you want to study about animals, study it. Do animal communication. It'd be very good for you. I actually feel like you have healing energy in your hands for animals. And I'd like you to start it. Ana Maria Vasquez, she's somebody who was a guest speaker on my membership program and somebody I'll probably have as a faculty member next year to teach animal communication. I would definitely check her out, Ana Maria Vasquez. She's beautiful and great. I also work with Marty Meyer for my stuff. As you can see, I'm all about sharing stuff, guys. There's so many amazing people out there, and there's so many people out there that I would not go near, trust me. I'll leave that for another time. So do that, Gina. Work with your animal communication right now. Get you the book Animal Spirit, Animal Speak by Ted Andrews. Sue Kovacs, another person in my membership program who's a great medium. Check out Sue Kovacs' website. Get into her shamanistic stuff. She does so much animal journeying. Honey, I feel like that's what you got to do. You're a nature person. And you don't need to be like, out there. I don't mind the introverted energy, but I want you doing what you love to do with animals. And you have healing energy for animals, definitely. All right, just gonna let Spirit pick. Laura, last week a deer ran into my car and I'm satisfied with the symbolism, but our eyes locked right before I swerved and I wonder, who was this deer? First of all, I'm sorry that you had that experience. You know what I'm stuck on with you? Two things. Deer. The word deer, not D-E-E-R, D-E-A-R. And it feels very male to me. And it feels like, I don't know this being. Pan? Feels like Pan. Pan? P-A-N? I don't know much about Pan. It feels to me male. It feels like it's fairy realm. It feels to me like it's magical and mystical. It feels like the deer purposely ran into your car so that it could wake you up to your magical, mystical ways. And it feels like it wants you to know that you're a deer yourself. And deers are about innocence. Deers are about, I just see like, I would suggest you watch Bambi for some reason because that's what they're doing. But I feel like deers are out in nature too, connecting to nature. I also feel like you need to be grounded, Laura. You're not very grounded. So you need to work with trees and grounding into stick your feet in the dirt, touch the trees, sit by a tree. That's what I feel like. I'm getting this mystical being with furry wings, horns. I don't know who it is though, but I keep getting Pan. I don't know anything about Pan. So I would read about that and see how that resonates, sweetie. Okay? Barbara, can you speak about discernment? I'm also wondering about where to live and which gift to bring forward as a way to make money. Discernment. I like that. Yeah, I can speak about discernment. Discernment is about living in your truth. How many of you feel like you're really been looking for truth this year? How many of you, please go in the chat because I'm going to read that chat later. How many of you feel like you've been really asking for truth and it's been friggin' up and down? Wow. And I feel discernment for you, Barbara, is about your truth. And it is for me too. And I have gotten really clear about what's my truth and what the puppet master's truths are. Spirit said something phenomenal to me the other day, and I can't remember it. I wrote it down. I'll have to share it on my Facebook page. But for you, honey, it's about knowing exactly what makes you tick, what makes your heart beat, what makes your blood run, what makes you feel excited and passionate and inspired. That's what discernment's about for you. And anything that doesn't make you feel that way, you're not allowed to do for the next week. Anything that doesn't make you feel inspired. And I know you may be in a job that you hate, so deal with that, but your free time, if you're not feeling impassioned and fueled and happy and excited at least once a day for the next 7 days, then you are not living in your truth. That's what I'm saying. I'm also wondering about where to live and which gift to bring forward. You can't move right now. You need to work about, you can in like 6 months or 5 months. I feel like you're in the United States, or you're going to come to the United States. I don't know where you are exactly, but I get West Coast, and I also get Canada around you. I feel like with you, which gift to bring forward as a way to make money? Intuition. This discernment is about your own intuition, and have people living an intuitive life. You know, how many of you want to live an intuitive life from your intuition? I feel like, Barbara, you have to sit with that. I would definitely check out some books on intuition. Laura Day has Practical Intuition. I know Sonia Choquette probably has a book on intuition. Do some work on intuition for you and bring forward that gift. All right, let's go. Kim, should I stay in my day job mainly for security reasons? I'm wondering if I should leave this job to explore my true purposes, even wondering about working as an internet publisher. Kim, love, love, love internet publisher for you. Love, love, love writing for you. Love, love, love blogging for you, helping people to blog. That's a big business out there, getting people to help you blog, to do copywriting for you, to help you with that. I would suggest to you, somebody just said James Wanless has a great book on intuition. Thank you for that. It was James Wanless, Intuition. He also has a tarot deck. Kim, for you, yes, stay in your job for now. Use it as a bridge job. I don't believe, this is me personally, by the way. I have to always distinguish between my guides and me. This is me now. I don't come from the belief system that you abandon your work and then figure it out. I come from the belief system that you have a bridge job, it pays your bills, you know that it's going to come to an end. That's the biggest problem with bridge jobs. People think they're never going to come to an end. And then you follow your dreams. But you're not allowed to, I know your bridge job may be exhausting you, so you're like, Marilyn, I have no energy at the end of the night to do anything. Well, then when you start getting engaging in the energy of things you love to do, you start feeling more inspired. You don't get as exhausted, emotionally exhausted. So I would suggest to you, Kim, that you, okay, they keep talking to me. You start listening like Amy Porterfield. Amazing content out there on Amy Porterfield. Start learning about online marketing. Start learning about copywriting things you can do. Start learning about internet, being an internet publisher. Start learning about spiritual people out there that need their stuff published. Start learning about that stuff now. Make a business plan. Tell yourself, like, May of next year, you're going to be out of this job and you're going to create a company. Find out what it is to have a landing page. Find out what lead pages are. Start building your list. Start writing about publishing your work and start putting it out there as a blog so that you start getting attention to yourself. And then you can leave your day job, okay? Wow. Anne asked me, hi Marilyn, are me and my husband moving to a new home or staying where we are? I hear staying where you are right now, but that's going to shift in 3 months or March. I get a big back pain with you, Anne, on the right side. And I feel like you feel a little burdened right now. And I feel like it's like, ugh. So what I want you to do with your house is to start decluttering and getting rid of things. Act like you're moving now, even if you're not moving now. And then, I'm sorry, they keep talking to me. Act like you're moving now. 102 is coming up, that's why. New beginnings and partnerships. So you or your husband, there feels like there's a new business or a new partnership venture that's coming in, but it feels around February or March. By the way, for those of you who don't know how I read present and future. I don't really read past unless it's pertinent. I'm very much about reading things for you guys that come true in the future. That's mediumship to me, things you don't know already. And of course you have to authenticate that. That's a whole other conversation that we'll talk about, mediumship versus psychic stuff another time. So Anne, move not yet. It's January possibility, not yet though, not until March to May, but start acting as if you're moving. So I would say Spirit is saying stay put for right now, take it off the burner. You're not ready to move. It'd be too much of a burden. Give yourself some time, breathe into it. Don't make a move for not the right reasons just yet. Get financially secure in the move, know where you want to go, and then move, okay? Renee, you asked, will I ever move into my new home? Wow, it's all about homes right now. I need someplace peaceful. I feel like, Renee, where you're at right now, you have to make peaceful for you. You may be in a situation where it's very noisy around you, but then you have to bring peace into the home. I have a great space clearing class. What I would suggest you do, Renee, they keep showing me blue light. So I would suggest you infuse your house with blue light, which is very nurturing, peaceful energy to me. Bring in whatever color makes you feel peaceful. If it's blue, for me, would be blue candles, blue candle holders, whatever you think blue may smell like peace might smell like. So whatever represents peace for you, get a smell for it, a taste for it, a feeling, listening. And okay, so what you're going to do is like whatever music makes you feel peaceful, you're going to play that in your house. Whatever color candle or scented candle, you're going to bring that in, light it. Another scent, a stronger scent, like an incense, bring that in. Some kind of food or something or a drink that makes you feel peaceful, like I love juicing, you're going to do that. And then hearing, we did, feeling, seeing. So whatever makes you seeing, if it's a peaceful ocean. So they want you to have the tactile experience of what peace would feel like in your home now, because that's because a lot of times, most of the time starts from the inside out. That's going to create a peaceful environment where you're at right now. Even if there's craziness going on inside, they're talking to me, on outside, then that's going to help you to bring that peaceful place. And yes, you'll move, but I don't see it till next year, sweetie. And I see it a little bit, I hate giving timing because that can screw up your brain, because you could make choices based on a timing I give and hold something off. So I don't want you to do that, but I'd say speed it up. So get it out there. They're reminding me of an apartment I lived in. It was so bad, so bad. And I had to do a lot of work around it. And that's what I would say. Okay. So we're coming to the end. So I'm going to take a couple more, but before we come in the end, I'm going to share my lovely little slide again. I don't remember what my last slide is. Yeah, membership. Woo-hoo-hoo. So remember, it's such a great place. I don't think you're reading this right because I don't know if you are. It's such a great place to join me. I do readings like this. I teach. I'm live. It's a way of being intimate with me. I'm on Facebook Monday through Friday with you guys, helping people along. The group is amazing. I have expert speakers on. People teach constant classes. We've had classes from, animal communications to certain types of healings to tarot work, all different things. And it's really, really great place to check out. It's only $74 a month, which is nothing for all the learning you get. Remember, you're not just learning from me. That's the most important thing for me, because I think that would be boring after a while, even though I'm always learning myself and teaching. You learn from a lot of different people. So check out membership. It's really, really incredible. I love it, love it, love it. I'm really so grateful for those people. I love them. Oops, just in case I didn't present it to everyone. There it is, my other slide. I have to show you my slides because I work so hard on them. All right, gonna take a couple more questions and we have to stop. Slides rock. Thanks, Stacy. Donna. Donna asks, am I gonna be an angel card reader anytime soon? Well, Donna, don't you want to be an angel card reader? What are you waiting for? That's another thing I teach in membership, how to have a business, because it's really important. I know so many people that are spiritual, that are phenomenal at what they do, and they don't get off the mountain. They don't know how to get their work out there. I am like Lakia, lovely, lovely Lakia, who's working with me today, and I'll share her information because down the line with you guys, because she's got some great free offers too. Like, Donna, get going. What are you waiting for? You should be doing this right now. Sorry, I don't like using should. I see you reading right now. So read. Go to your local Unity church, put up a flyer, ask for a $10 donation, say up until like certain day or first 10 people, $10 donation. Do it now, sweetie. And that's going to help you to get into the energy of it. I love that you're doing that. Okay. Tiffany, I've accomplished a lot. What is next in my life? Do you see marriage? I don't think I've read Tiffany yet. I might have read you before, Tiffany. So I'm going to answer this pretty quickly. I can't find an inspiration. Tiffany, I'm going to have you Well, I definitely see marriage, but I see if you have to get out there. Oh, I'm going to share a story with you, Tiffany. So there's a thing called the Souls List. It's on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to explain it to everybody. It's an incredible exercise. Go to my YouTube channel and look for the video Souls List and watch it, Tiffany. I had somebody do this and they met their husband. I didn't even know it because I don't remember readings. I went into a baby shower and she was there and she remembered me and she's like, oh my goodness, you told me to do a Souls List and I met my husband. So that's what I'm going to give you, Tiffany. I'm going to tell you, I do feel like you're going to meet someone next year. And I do feel like this is a great way to get re-inspired yourself. I do feel like your first chakra needs a little bit of work of safety, grounding, money. It's really like running people's stuff out of you, like getting rid of junk. That's what it feels like to me. I'm tossing it out, tossing it out. So get rid of that junk. And go look at that and do a souls list, and that's going to re-inspire you. I really feel like it will. Helen says, question, I cannot feel the love of my heart. I feel stuck as to how to live my life. I also feel a numbness in my right ear. Again, Helen, what I feel like, well, the numbness in the ear, I'll take that first. Numbness in the ear means clairaudience is probably opening up. I can't talk to physical problems, so if you feel like there's a physical ailment going on, I'm not going to touch into my health guide right now, go to the doctor. The psychic reason for that usually is that you are opening up to clairaudience. So read about clairaudience. There's not a lot out there, but read about clairaudience and it'll help you to understand how to open up to hearing and start hearing. And that'll probably help you with your heart being stuck. For you, honey, what I would have you do is color a beautiful piece of paper in green, the color of your heart chakra. I want you to get a piece of paper. I want you to get, I don't care if they're crayons, and I want you to draw your heart chakra. Now, you may, when you draw it, start drawing black in there. It may be purple. There may be things in there that just feel uncomfortable. But this is going to get in touch with your heart center. And then I want you to meditate on it before you go to bed. And you can put it under your pillow. Just be careful. I use pastels, so they get everywhere. So you may want to put it in plastic. And ask your guides for a dream about how you can open up your heart. And keep a journal by your bed. You may not remember your dreams because I feel like it's very deep with you, Helen. And keep a journal by your bed. As soon as you wake up, write down whatever you get and learn what those symbols mean by looking them up online. You know, you can Google the symbolic meaning of anything and it'll come up. If you don't remember your dreams, record the events of your day and have that act as a waking dream. So you record what you do that day. And I went and had coffee. I met this guy, Bob. I didn't like him, whatever it may be. And then use it as the dream and pull out symbols from that. Circle anything that jumps out at you. I'm trying to say this really fast. This is a lot of stuff that I teach. I feel like with your heart, honey, it's about reconnecting to your soul. I would suggest you do meditation outside. I would suggest that you really get in touch with things that you like, simple things. Don't make it complicated. If you like grapes, eat grapes. Do something simple every single day that you love to do. And I feel like that's going to get you unstuck. You're looking for the big picture answer, and Spirit's making it small right now so that you can start with the baby steps of opening up your heart. And that'll help you. They keep showing me grapes. I don't know why. I don't know if you like grapes or not. I can't eat fruit right now. But do what the smallest little thing. If it's like for me, cooking and listening to classical music or listening, I love Joel Osteen. I'm a huge fan of Joel Osteen. That's me. I feel like he helps everybody through that stuff. So if you are Christian, you like that, you're okay with it, go check him out. But just listening to classical music for 5 minutes puts me in a different space. Guys, don't forget this stuff. Let go of the big picture things, and remember the little things will get you where you need to go. Great. Okay, so I'm going to take one more. So it's so hard. Linda, I'm confused. What should I focus on doing with the second life I've been given? I got a headache, Linda, with that question. I got an immediate headache. Sorry, honey, I don't mean to insult you. It's not an insult. But you are thinking way too much. You feel very spiritually connected, so I don't feel like you're not spiritually connected. They're saying you're open, so I know you're open. I feel like you've been in a real learning phase for quite some time, maybe 3 to 5 years, even 8. So you've been doing this work. I want you to sit down and write down 3 pivotal times in your life that you went through change and what tools you use to facilitate that change, what you learned, and think about what it would be like to teach people those tools to help them facilitate change. Because it feels to me like you're good at helping people between a rock and a hard place. So I would have you do that. It's almost like when I was looking for a job, when I was working in TV, I'd write down everything I did. I had like 10 pages of stuff, and I was shocked at how much I did. So they're asking you to take like an intake of your own life, but doing it through the pivotal things that have changed your life. And one tool, and you probably use many tools, but one tool in you're a toolbox teacher. You're supposed to teach people tools. Many people don't have tools. I didn't have tools when I first started going to therapy many, like over 25 years ago. And I had to learn tools, how to deal with life. I had PTSD. I didn't know how to deal with life. So I feel like you're a tool teacher. Family members need my help, my art or move or what? I want you to, family members are just, not bad. I love your family members, but I feel like they're hanging on to you, and you've got to get a little time for yourself right now so that you can figure this out. I love your art. I have no problem with your art. You can teach tools through art. When people take my classes, I'm always doing artistic things, and they're always like, oh, it's so much fun because our souls are creative, and that's how we get clear. Again, the move feels good, but like not at this second. Germany's fine, but not at this second. You need to get clear. No matter where you go, you're going to do what you need to do. So know that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say, Linda. So start there and see what happens, honey. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be doing more of these. That's all I can say. Thank you. Please know I'm going to read the feedback because I want to create classes from this. And the light changed in here. And I just can't thank you enough for being my audience. Make sure you join my Facebook page. Join my website. My new website doesn't have the opt-in bar in there yet for the free gift, but you're already on my list. We're going to be sending free gifts out. And thank you so much for joining me on this. You can leave feedback on my Facebook page as well. Let me know what you thought. Please, by the way, be honest. It's okay. You might be like, you know what, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. I don't take insult from it. It's fine. I get to agree with it or not, and that's okay. But so give me that feedback if you want. And thank you again. Thank you for participating. And this is the one thing I have to say to all of you. You give me so much energy when I do this work. Like, if it was, I have such an incredible audience. Let me tell you something. I ask for that audience. When somebody slips in that I don't want to work with, I'm like, why'd you do that? Then they tell me why I did that. They did that, what I had to learn. And then I'm like, don't do it again. I have such an incredible audience. I have you. You guys are already doing the work. I want people that are not newbies, that are out there already doing the work. And that's you. So thank you so much. Know that we're walking this journey together. Even if I'm teaching you, I'm still here celebrating you and cheerleading you on. And I know that you're meant to do absolutely magnificent things if you aren't doing them already. And even if you are doing them, you're meant to expand and grow. There's a spirit behind me. I can feel it. It belongs to one of you. It's a man. It's the magician. So go look at the magician card on tarot. Read about the magician card because he just showed up. And thank you. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much. Bye.